Hello. So today on Shane's ramblings about what he's up to and working on. Yesterday I actually managed to complete this article and publish it. And complete as in it is a constant work in progress, so it's never complete. But I managed to do an okay job of pulling together a basic format for the list. And it is, in case you've missed the title, catalogue of all the projects working to solve misinformation, disinformation. So I've broken up directive evaluative solutions, disinformation, fact minder, big press, truthium. I'm thinking of adding another section to this actually to separate all of the blockchain tokenized community incentivization systems where it's meant to use tokens to make people act in their own best self-interest to determine the truth, because it seems to be the most popular approach at the moment. And so there's a lot of them in this section which basically fall into that category. Now, one of the limitations with Medium is I don't have a lot of formatting control over its presentation, so I can't have nested headings and sections. But that's the largest section. And then I've got this non-evaluative contextual critical solutions for Rebutta and Socratic Web, which of course is fundamentally the same thing, but I felt like they need to be separated. And WorldBrain, a project by Oliver that I met at the Journalism Festival that is trying to organize all the content of the world through via bookmarks and create relationships so that whenever you're investigating something, you have access to a variety of paths to get context around topics you're researching. I won't try and over-explain it because I'll probably just mess it up, but they're the only basically two projects that I'm aware of that fit into this ideal of trying to solve the problem of misinformation without telling people, or without using people to determine true and false, right and wrong, credible and uncredible, untrustworthy, but just allowing people to navigate, to scaffold people's process through figuring it out for themselves. In a structured way, attempting to get to that solution. Thinking that through, just as a counter argument to the position I take. Some people could take the perspective that arguably Google does that. But Google's finding information, and there's nothing about it which scaffolds you towards critical reflection or trying to get to the best or most accurate or honest or truthful conclusion of the process. Don't know that WorldBrain necessarily does that either. I'll actually figure out a time where Oliver and I can have a call and I'll record it and I'll talk through some of those questions with him. So the Socratic Web has a structure in it that sort of pushes people towards critiques, and critiques are the value. Anyway, so there's that. Crowdsourced annotations. I've only got 2 in there, but it's probably more. But most of the ones that would be in here are actually down in the previous efforts because they just don't seem to be around anymore. Behind the scenes, credibility, coalition, hoaxy, sort of academic data collection things that in themselves aren't giving answers but are trying to create system structures, protocols that other people can use. And then other things that sound like they might be included, but I don't think are quite justified in being included. So that's it. Anyway, so I've published that out, and since publishing it, I've been directed to 3 projects that I didn't have in the original version, which I have since added but briefly, so I've got to work on them now. Add a bit more explanation to them. I'd never heard. I had encountered Trive, but I saw it at a time where I'm like, okay, another one, and just sort of moved on and didn't look at it. And by the way, I feel justified in taking that position of, okay, another one, because I don't know how many more people are going to go, you know what we need? It's a system that tells people what to think. And of course, I say it that way, and every time I speak to someone that's working on this, it's like, oh, we don't tell people what to think. I'm like, yeah, I know you don't think you do, and I know that your objective is not to tell people what to think. But when you reach a conclusion and say this is the right answer, if someone disagrees with you, you think that they're wrong, and like this is human nature. But the whole point of your system is to tell people the right conclusion, and they should agree with it. That's what they should think. The difference of opinion there is fundamentally the marketing. But every single one of these is basically our system has reached this conclusion, and this is probably the right answer, so you should agree with it. Our community has reached this conclusion, and we've incentivized them, so it's probably the right answer, so you should agree with it. That is exactly how every single one of these projects ultimately works. So unfortunately, the problem with that is not everyone agrees, and so the people that disagree will go, your system sucks. Doesn't matter how good your system is. If you keep telling people that their beliefs are wrong, those people, unless they've been lured in through like a massive alignment of beliefs, and then there's just one disagreement, and they're like, oh, I wonder why you disagree on that, and that causes them to investigate. That's the fringe case. That's the rarity. That's not the standard. So anyway, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 so far, and I reckon we'll get more. Anyway, blah 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 blah. That's going well. I've just put that into the MisinfoCon Slack group and made a couple of Facebook posts about it. So it's been read a few times already. Retweeted a bit, which is cool. I have made. No, I didn't work at all on the other article, but I will. Try and get that done soon. Today's Sunday. Leonardo's at home. Ness is ultra sick, so I've actually been doing a bit with him today, and I'll have to do more, so I'll get bugger all done today. He's out some of tomorrow, although Ness and I are finally going to the movies because Infinity War's almost over, and we've been meaning to do that since it came out, and we keep putting it off because she keeps not being well enough, so hopefully she's well enough tomorrow because it's about to finish. So that's going to waste some time too. I really should just get this done. I think I keep making a bigger deal out of it than it is. I just need to put something together and make it public, even if it sucks. And that's the thing, is like I've heard so many stories about how hard crowdfunding is, and you've got to have everything lined up and have all of your media things lined up, and I keep internalizing that and making it into this massive campaign. But I think in the situation I'm in, I don't need to do that. I just need to put it out there and then just go and basically beg friends and family to pitch in a bit of money and tap into the network, because I've got a very strong network, and I think I will get a lot of support from people that have supported Rebutta over the years and recognise the value of this, as well as the few people that I've talked to in the academic and journalism space that have actually gotten what I'm working on and recognise its value. If I can get a bit of money from all so many different networks of people that I've connected with over this. If I can't raise $10,000 through that, then I'll draw a line saying right now, if I can't raise $10,000, even with a shitty crowd fund doing this, then I'm just going to walk away from the whole thing. If I can't do that, then clearly I've misunderstood something, and it's time to reevaluate my focus and purpose. It's mind-blowing how much. It's honestly, it is so frustrating going through this process and looking at all these startups and projects and like our team going through these things where you've got these massive teams of people that are like, that's not a good one. So it doesn't give any information on that either. But you just click on half of these. FactMartyr's got millions of dollars, like over $1 million in funding. I know Hypothesis has received over $1 million in funding. Truthium, I don't know how far they are down now. So many of these projects have raised so much money and have such large teams and like dedicated teams of developers and everything. And fundamentally, I can't tell. Some of them are clearly going to be better than others, and some of them have, as I explained in the article that I wrote last week about the difference between solving it for an organization or a for experts versus solving for the public. It's like, yeah, there's going to be some value in whoever does it very well to those target audiences, but it doesn't solve the overarching larger problem at all. But fuck, they keep getting money, they keep getting support, they keep getting publicity, they keep getting press because it's easy, because everyone thinks this way, because everyone goes, why don't we just tell people what to think? Oh, these guys are doing that. Oh, and they say they've got machine learning and algorithms and a community process and tokenized. You use the right keywords. Like, I get so frustrated with how easy it is to sell the stereotypical vision that part of me wants to just start saying, oh, the Socratic way, oh, we're just going to use machine learning to figure out what is the best critique of a thing and tell people that this critique is correcting the misinformation, and so we will correct misinformation. If I just towed the line and explained it the way that everyone obviously gets it, and just keep throwing in the right buzzwords at the right time, then maybe I'll get funding too. But it doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. It won't work. It can't work. It doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't solve the problem. There's value in it. It will be a product that you can sell to people. I get that. And that's why it's worth doing as a business. But I don't get why. Just close. I just want to read that. So many people keep coming and going, oh, I know, I'll do this. It's been done. And then they get more money. And then they get more of a team. And then they get all this development. And they get the ability to make progress on this thing that inevitably ends up in the same fucking position that all the ones before it have. Where they're just like, run out of money, run out of space, run out of opportunity to actually demonstrate that it's going to get anywhere, and inevitably shut down. Meanwhile, you have an actual solution to the problem, something that's going to tackle the issue, make a difference. And it's just me, sitting here, ranting like a lunatic, feeling like I must be taking crazy pills. Do anyone else see this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. So get it right. And shit, by the evidence of me sitting here saying this over and over again, clearly making no progress. Well, see, the progress is the problem, is I'm not fucking doing it. Because I keep getting distracted by this and ranting and getting annoyed and frustrated, rather than actually getting on with it. And I know that, and that's what I'm trying to fix. Stop letting the frustration and the distractions get in the way of making progress. When I push forwards for more progress, and like, in my defense, fuck, we've made a lot of progress over the years. Like, Rebuttal was amazing. We went quickly with that, and we grew. But the world just wasn't ready for it at the time or something. Like, the skeptics loved it. The skeptics were on board. Not all of them. There was plenty of resistance there as well, because we're going to promote misinformation as much as positive information. Yeah, because critical thinking is the fucking answer, not the right answer. Again, everyone gets that. Everyone goes, oh, schools indoctrinate people by telling them what to think, not how to think. Okay, and so I've got a system that will teach the world through native internet usage how to think. Oh, but you're telling them what to think is things. There's a chance that they'll read things that is the wrong thing, and then they'll think the wrong things. I thought we wanted to teach them how to think, not what to think. Fucking hypocritical bullshit. Anyway, I hope no one watches this one, because this is hell ranty. So doing that, I'm going to read BitPress's white paper and talk to these guys about it so I understand what they're doing, because again, they look like they've got hell of a team, academics, strong background, lots of connections, and this white paper is a serious white paper, not like my one, which is an article that I put together on Medium, based on 6-ish years of conversations and paying attention to the space and reading everything and reading plenty of academic articles. Like, I know what I'm talking about, but I just put it together into an article. It just seemed easier that way. But this looks serious. Big percentage of Bitcoin is to money. Okay, I'll read that later. Now, in other news, Bitcoin fucked me over. Oh good, it's going down again, because I've just opened some shorts up finally. Down here, it's a good place to short, right, at the bottom. whatever. I've done that with some tight stop losses because my longs and hopes that this would happen obviously hasn't. And so as it fell, my stop losses were hit on my altcoins, and so I'm down quite heavily on those positions. I was down quite heavily to begin with, and that's what I'm trying to fix. But made it worse because it went down, and I extended my longs more than anything, and basically had all my shorts closed, except for one, which was mostly closed, so it wasn't very profitable. So this movement screwed me over. Now I'm at a point where it's really frustrating because we are at the bottom again. So that's the deepest bottom. Now we're getting higher lows each bounce, which is what makes this hard, because it's not clearly a downwards trend. We're getting lower highs. We're definitely, this point here, that there, that's a bear market, done. This bit here, is that a bull? Is a continuation of the bear from these highs? Or is it the consolidation accumulation phase? Like, that's what makes most sense to me, is a consolidation accumulation. So we're sort of basically flat here. From here onwards, we've just been flattish. It's maybe a slight down, I'd say, because it's going down more and the uptrend is very slight. So, if we're lucky, and what I was hoping for very vaguely here, is we're consolidating and we're going to break out to the upside. That would be great. Tone Bayes reckons this is a clear bull bear trend, and it's not going to be over until we have capitulation, which means basically it hits the point where everyone goes, holy shit, we really are going down, and everyone just panic sells, and then it crashes like $2,000 in a day, and then rebounds really hard, and all the people that sold down here, particularly ones that sold down here and were liquidated down there, basically give everyone else confidence that, like, okay, then that's the bottom, I'll buy now, and everyone starts accumulating again and drives the price up. And that's what he's waiting for, and that makes sense. But because it happened here and here, because we have seen a kind of capitulation that was very rapid, went very deep in a very short period of time, maybe that was the bottom. That's what I'm uncertain about. And so if that was the bottom, and it's just that there's uncertainty because, there's a million people involved in this market and everyone's disagreeing and no one gets certain. So instead of it being clear, hey, we're going up from here, it's just been the consolidation of testing the waters, and the fact that it keeps coming back down to this and going, no, I can't go through that, and going up, no, I can't get through that. It just clearly shows that uncertainty. That there are some people that go, no, that was pretty confident at the bottom, so we're not going lower this. They are buying at that level, and that's smart. But are they buying at that level and selling at this level? Flipping the difference. Anyway, blah 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 blah. The point is because it hasn't broken through this line, I just don't know whether which way we're going. If we break down, it could be horrific. If we break up, then we may just be in for a lot longer. It's continued uncertainty and up and down and sideways movement. Anyway, there's nothing exciting on you there. So what I've done is, since I got screwed there, part of me thinks, well, we've just hit this same sort of vague. It's not as low as the last one. We're still higher, so it's a higher low. So maybe this is the new next bottom, and we're going to go up again. But because everyone thinks that, like, everyone's looking at this. I'm not the only person. Everyone in the chat, you can see other people going, oh, we're on the thing again. It's exactly the same thing. So part of me thinks that the market makers and the manipulators, which is what a market is, People with more money have more power, and they will wield that power to make profits. It's not a conspiracy, it's just rational self-interest. Because everyone's looking at that, part of me thinks that the next move will actually be to dump it past that line, just to try and shake a few people out. So it's like you start selling with force, not because you think this is the bottom, but because you think enough people, when it crosses this line, when it goes lower than this one, enough people will start to panic that they'll start selling, and it'll get a runaway momentum on. Now I don't know if it'll happen here, but if it crosses there, so if we cross 6,500, there will be panic. So part of me actually thinks that what's going to happen is we are going to go down to 6,500 and a bit lower, and we may get a flash crash, and then we're going up. So I don't know if it's 6,000 get down that low. But what I'm betting on right now is that we will break this line, but only just. We're just going to go down here and then up, because this is just too clean. This is just too perfectly following the trend line for it to then bounce off that. It's too obvious, and too many people will be trading it. So I think someone's going to push it down below, which is why I've re-shorted. As I say, it starts going up. Oh yeah, we just pressed a new 4 hour, so we just started a new candle. So I've shorted it at the top of this consolidation area, but we're at the top still, so that's not good for me. I'm hoping it goes down a bit, and I'll make a little bit of profit on that, and then I will reevaluate, maybe opening, increasing my longs again. But yeah, it's a difficult, frustrating time. So that's that. So that's stuff. Now I've got to go and take care of Leonardo, and I might take my laptop with me and try and work on my catalog a bit. And I've got to watch the market closely to try and take advantage of movements. Anyway, how long is that? It still doesn't seem to have a timer on it. It's 22 minutes. Okay. Yeah, see you tomorrow.